presentation on Lalgudi Pancharatnas of Sri Tyagaraja under this wonderful symposium themed Tirtha and Tyagaraja. First of all, I would like to thank Vishnu Mohan Foundation and Sunada Trust for having gotten us to present this wonderful theme for today, and pranams to Swamiji as well. Before we get into the compositions, I would like to talk about the Kshetram a little. This town of Lalgudi, which is also called Tirthavatturai or Sri Tapastirthapuram, is located approximately 20 kilometers from the city of Tiruchi. The main deities of the temple are Lord Saptarishishvara and Goddess Pravruddha Srimati. It is believed that the wives of the Saptarishis, Vashishta, Atri, Bhrugu, Pulattiyar, Gautama, Angarisha and Marichi, failed to feed baby Muruga when he was crying out of hunger, as they were tending to their husbands performing a puja, very important puja at that point probably, and eventually they were cursed. And this curse rebounded on the husbands or the Saptarishis, and because they were the reason for the negligence. So thus they decided they will all pray to Lord Shiva to absolve themselves from the curse in this Kshetra at Lalgudi. Lord Shiva is said to have liberated them by absorbing them into a jwala or a flame that emanated from his head at the top of the lingam. Even today, at Lalgudi, the main deity of the temple has a crack on the top of the lingam, which is believed to be the place where the Saptarishis were absorbed into and, given salvation. Owing to this, the main deity of the temple was also called Rishishvara. Likewise, the Kshetra was called Pandeluvar Tavatturai. It is also believed that goddess Lakshmi worshipped goddess Parvati here to seek her help in obtaining Lord Vishnu as her consort. Since at this Kshetra, Shri or Mahalakshmi herself was bestowed with Saubhagyam or good fortune, the goddess of Lalgudi was also called Pravruddha Srimati or Peruntiru Piratiyar. Tirukke Tirutanda Piratiyar. So Peruntiru Piratiyar. Tiru as Mahalakshmi. So Peruntiru Piratiyar is how she is referred to here at Lalgudi. This Kshetra has also been mentioned in the Tevaram by Thirunavukarasar in the 6th Tirumurai, where he mentions 12 important Shiva temples which ought to be worshipped. Kayilaya malayeduttan karangalodu sirangaluram neriya kalviralal sirron payilvaya parayatturai தென்பாலைத்துறை பண்டெழுவர்த்தவத்துறை வெண்துரை பைம்பொழ் குயிலாலத்துறை சோற்றுத்துறை பூந்துறை பெருந்துறையும் குரங்காடு துறையினோடு மயிலாடுதுறை கடம்பந்துறை ஆவடுதுறை மற்றும் துறையனைத்தும் வணங்குவோமே. So here he mentions 12 important Shivastalas which need to be worshipped, where I'll list the stalas as well. Paraitturai, where when Ravana lifted Kailaya mountain, Lord Shiva crushed his head, chest, his hands when he tried to lift the Kailaya Malai. So that was in Paraitturai. And in Tenpalaitturai, that's the second sthala mentioned. And the third one is Pandeluvar or Lalgudi. Alanturai, which is where cuckoos used to chirp happily in the garden, he says. And Sotruthurai, Poonturai, Perunturai, which is now called Avadiyar Koil. Kurangadurai or Adudurai, present day Adudurai. Mailadurai or Mayavaram. Katambanturai, Kadambar Kovil, today's Kadambar Kovil, and Avadadurai. These are the 12 places he has listed. And among these, we find a mention of Lalgudi here as well. Similarly, Arunagiri Nadar also mentions this Sala as a significant place of worshipping Lord Shiva in one of his Tirupugars. Shirukku Seipadi Vaal Muruga Aram Valartha Nitya Kalyani Krupakari Tiruttavatturai Managarthanurai Perumale, he says. So Tiruttavatturai, he also mentions, Sri Arunagiri Nadar also mentions Tiruttavatturai. With this, I would like to move on to Sri Lalgudi Ramayar, who was born in 1807 CE as the son of Srinivas Iyer. Since he had a keen interest in music and was a very devoted person, his father Srinivas Iyer took Ramayar to Thyagaraja, our Saint Thyagaraja, who lived on the other side of the river Kaveri at Thiruvaiyaru. Here, Ramayar was given Gurukula Vasam and Shiksha, and after training for a couple of years, he returns to Lalgudi with his guru's consent. After a few years, when Tyagaraja was visiting Srirangam, Lalgudi Ramayar goes and visits his guru and requests him to come to his hometown, Lalgudi, and visit Saptarishishwara temple. The Saint Bard obliges, not only obliges, but he also comes here and composes 5 Ratnas, or Pancharatnas as we call them today, and they form the Lalgudi Pancharatnam as we refer to today. So Lalgudi Ramayar later on became the Asthana Vidwan of Mysore during the reign of Mummudi Krishnaraja Vodayar. It is believed that Lalgudi Ramayar elaborated a Nalukalai Pallavi, balancing a lemon on the top of his head, and thus he earned the title Pallavi Ramayar as well. We all know Lalgudi Ramayar's grandson, Lalgudi Gopalayar's son, Sri Padma Bhushan Sri Lalgudi Jayaraman, was very instrumental in publishing the compositions, preserving and propagating them for posterity. With this, we will move on to the compositions per se. It is also notable that the temple walls outside the Garbhagraha of the temple, Lalgudi Saptarishishwara temple, contain inscriptions of songs sung in praise of the presiding deity. And Tyagaraja's Lalgudi Pancharatna Krithis are also inscribed along with the aforementioned Tamil verses. The 5 compositions that constitute this group are Isha Pahimam in Kalyani, Rupakatalam, Lalite Bhairavi in Aditalam, Mahita Pravardha Srimati Kamboji in Tisra Triputatalam, Gatini Vani Todi Aditalam, and Devashri Tapastirtha Madhimavati in Mishra Chaputalam. Out of the 5 compositions, Mahita Pravardha and Devashri Tapastirtha are in Sanskrit language, and the other 3 are in Telugu. The first and the last compositions, Isha Pahimam and Devashri, are in praise of Lord Saptarishishwara, Lord Shiva, and the other 3 in praise of his consort, Goddess Pravardha Srimati. The first composition, Isha Pahimam in Kalyani, is on Lord Saptarishishwara, as we already saw. In this composition, Tyagaraja says in the Charana, Srinatha Kararchita Doraku Nalpulaki Darshana Enati Tapapalamo Ni Nama Dorake. O Lord, worshipped by the very hands of Lord Vishnu, consort of Goddess Lakshmi, is this vision of you attainable to petty persons? I got to utter your name as a result of penance performed in the previous births. Enati Tapapalamo Ni Nama Dorake. He also adds that Lalgudi is called Bhuloka Kailasha. Vyasarchita Palita Nijadasa Bhuloka Kailashambanu Palukulu Nijame Sareku Kanti. Ni sati evarayya ni sakshatkarmuna vesatalella tolage nede janmamu sapalyamu. O Lord, worshipped by sage Vyasa, O protector of true devotees, the statement that this place is Kailasha on earth is indeed true. I beheld much. O Lord, who is equal to you? Because of your physical presence here, all my grief is gone. My life attained fruition only today. O Lord of the universe, please protect me, he says. Tyagaraja has also aesthetically used Bhitiyakshara Prasa throughout the 3 charanas and occasionally used Antarukti in this composition. For instance, in the 3rd charana, Antarukti is when a word is used half in the previous line and then gets continued in the next line, and we have Dvitiyakshara prasa matching the first line, giving it a beautiful Atita Edup Graha kind of feel. So, Samadhi Nigama Sanchara, Somagni Tarani Lochana, Kamadi Khandana, Sutramarchita Pada, Hemachala Chapa Ninu. So, here Sama, Kama, Hema, Dhama, everything comes as Dvitiyakshara prasa. Hemachala Chapa Ninu Vinama Reveru Muni Manodhamas. Here Mano becomes the Antarukti. Manodhama, Thyagaraja, Premavatara, Jagadisha Pahimam. He uses the word Jagar also as an Antarukti for the Pallavi. Likewise, in one of the Charanas, we have the word Saptarishi occurring as an Antarukti. Saptarishi Shapahimam, it says. He says so. He has also aesthetically used Swaraksharas. For instance, in the above Charana, Kamadi Kandana Sutra Marchita Pada. Kamadi is on Ga. Kandana Sutra Marchita Sa is on Sutrama is on Sa, and Sutra Marchita Chita, the Sa is for Chi he has used Sa again. So we have a lot of occurrences of Swarakshara. This is just one instance. The word Pahimam in the Pallavi also commences using a Swarakshara sung in the Panchama. Isha Pahimam Pahimam. We will be presenting the song now before we move on to the next composition. Isha Pahimam Jagadisha 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 Pahimam Saragana Madaharana 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 Bileshaya Bhusha Saragana Madaharana Bileshaya Bhusha Saptarishisha Pahimam Saragana Madaharana Bileshaya Bhusha Saptarishisha Pahimam Jagadisha Pahimam Jagadisha Pahimam Srinath Karachita Dorike Nal Pulagi Darshana Nati Tapavalamu Ninamamu Dorake Srinath Karachita Dorike Nal Pulagi Darshana Nati Tapavalamu Ninamamu Dorake Sri Narada Gana Priyate Nati Nivarana Paramana Danava Devadana Bhajanaka Satarishisha Pahimam Samadhi Nigama Sanchara Somagni Tarani Lochana Kamadi Kandana Sutra Machita Pada Samadhi Nigama Sanchara Somagni Tarani Lochana Kamadi Kandana Sutra Machita Pada Hemachala Chapani Nuvina Marevaru Muni Mano Dama Thyagaraja Premavatara Jagadisha Pahi Mam. Samadhi Nigama Sanchara Somagni Tarani Lochana Kamadi Kandana Sutra Marchita Pada Hemachala Japani Nuvina Marevaru Muni Manodama Thyagaraja Premavatara Jagadisha Pahi Mam. Jagadisha Pahi Mam. Jagadisha Pahi Mam. So here again we can see a lot of instances of Swarakshara. Saragana 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 Madaharana Madanirini
Madaharana Madanirini, everything.
So it's very enjoyable to study these compositions. The next composition is Lalite Shri Pravruddha in Bhairavi. Here Thyagaraja addresses goddess Pravruddha Srimati and pleads to her for her grace. He asks her, I could get the grace of your elder brother Lord Rama. Please bestow me with your grace as well immediately. Me anna dayaku patrudane tinnaga sharanu jochitine. Like in the previous Kriti, there are many occurrences of Dvitiyakshara Prasa in this song as well. However, we don't see Antarukti used here. The progression of Sangadis in the Pallavi and Anupallavi also enhances the beauty of the composition. In this composition, we find the usage of first letter rhyme or prasa, Mohana, within the Charana. Teliyani Baluda Gada, Amba, Telivini Sommugada, Chalamu Seya Mariada, Challani Matalu Balkarada. So Teliyani, Telivi, Chalamu and Challani occur as Mohana here. We will be presenting the second composition now. Lalite Shri Pravruddha Srimati 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 Lavanyanidhi Mati Lalite Shri Pravruddha Srimati Lavanyanidhi Mati Lalite Shri Pravruddha Srimati Lavanyanidhi Mati Lalite Shri Pravruddha Srimati Lavanyanidhi. Telibinivar Dillushri Telibinivar Dillushri Telibinivar Dillushri Telibinivar Dillushri Telibinivar Dillushri Telibinivar Dillushri dillu Shri tapastirtha nagara nilaye 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 lanite Shri Pravrida Shrimati Lavanyanithi తెలియని బాలుడగాధా తెలియని బాలుడగాధా అంబ తెలివిని సొమ్ముగాదా అంబ తెలియని బాలుడగాదా అంబ తెలివిని సొమ్ముగాదా చలము సేయ మరియాదా 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 చల్లని మాటలు బల్కరాదా చల్లని మాటలు బల్కరాదా చల్లని మాటలు బల్కరాదా చల్లని మాటలు బల్కరాదా లలితే శ్రీ ప్రవృద శ్రీమతి లావణ్యనిధి With this, we move on to the third composition, Mahita Pravriddha Srimati in Kamboji Raga. This is again addressed to the goddess. Here again we find a lot of instances of Swarakshara used by Thyagaraja. In the Pallavi, Mahita so ma ga ma Mahita Prapa Vriddha. Again on the, so there are lots of instances of Swarakshara. The whole composition has extensive use of Antarukti as well in every line. The play of words used by Tyagaraja is very appealing. All the four charanas have profuse Antarukti and Dvitiyakshara prasa as well. For instance, in the third charana, the syllables pa, kami and tapas occur as Antarukti. Partha sannuta priye, padartha, so pa occurs as an Antarukti. Padartha apunya dure, kami tartha phalade, so kami occurs as Antarukti, so that tartha falls into Dvitiyakshara prasa. Kami tartha phalade, tapas tirtha pura nivasini. So the whole verse goes like this: Partha sannuta priye, padartha apunya dure, kami tartha phalade, tapas tirtha pura nivasini. Mahita. In addition to profuse usage of Dvitiyakshara prasa, Tyagaraja has also used a poetic device called yamakam, where repetitive syllables are used in such a way that each occurrence conveys a different meaning. This is observed in 3 of the 4 charanas. For instance, in the first charana, the word dehi is used as yamakam. Dehi charana bhaktim akila dehini sada shubha pala de himagiri tanaye vai dehipa sahodari mahita. So here the first instance of dehi charana bhaktimla, he means bestow on me dehi. The second instance is Akila Dehini, Sadashubha, Akila Dehini, where he says, you are the embodiment of the whole world, Akila Dehini. The third instance is Sadashubha Phalade Himagiri Tanaye. So Shubha Phalade Himagiri. So here the Dehi is split into De and Himagiri Tanaye is the next word. So Phalade Himagiri Tanaye. And then the last instance is Vaidehipa Sahodari, sister of Rama. Vaidehipa Sahodari, consort of Sita. Likewise, in the second charana, we see the word Vahini used as Yamakam again. Vahinisha Sannute, Navahi Bhusha Vallabe, Bavahi Neelakante, Simha Vahini, Janani. So the first instance of Vahini is Vahinisha Sannute, worshipped by the Lord of Rivers. Vahini is river, so Vahinisha Varuna. Here he says she is worshipped by the Lord of Rivers, Vahinisha. And then the second instance is Navahi Bhusha, adorned by extraordinary serpents, Shiva. So Navahi Bhusha Vallabe, one who is the beloved of Lord Shiva. Navahi Bhusha Vallabe. The third instance is Bhavahi Neelakanti, who is like the peacock to the snake-like worldly existence. Bhavahi Neelakanti here refers to not Shiva, it refers to the peacock, one with blue neck. So Bhavahi Neelakanti. And the last instance is Simhavahini, so seated on the lion. Likewise, in the fourth charana again, he uses the word Raja as Yamakam. Raja Shekaratma Bhu Viraja Raja Sannute Saroja Dala Nibhakshi Tyagaraja Bhaktadhayaki. So first instance is Raja Shekara, Lord Shiva. Second instance, Viraja Raja, or Lord of Vihagaraja, that is Lord Vishnu, who is the Lord of the king of birds, Vihagaraja Raja. So Viraja Raja. The third instance is Thyagaraja, of course, Raja, his mudra, Tyagaraja. So we will be presenting the third composition, Mahita, now.